All I want, me and All I wanna be, I know. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's Leylah Fernandez versus Belinda Bencic, and we're going to be breaking this down play by play as always, of course. And I'm very much looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a fantastic match. I really do. And I think the poll probably says that it's going to be similar to that as well. But yeah, look, I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing how Bencic plays and also Leylah Fernandez, given that I think both players probably haven't played their best tennis in the last 6 or so months, but they've had some varying results. That's for sure. Let's talk about. Oh, here we go. Zero Bob. Hi, nice to see you back, Zero Bob. I think you've been absent for a couple of months, so good to see you back. And it says emphatic performance from Carlitos. Yeah, 6-2. Sorry, 6-love, 6-2, and also an emphatic performance by Petra Kvitova. And luckily for me, because I'm here in the UK and it's now 10:43, I was thinking it might end up starting at midnight because that's what it looked like it could be happening after they started so late. But she wrapped it up quickly. Hey Max, how you doing? Hi Emma as well. Casey, how you doing? Good serve down the tee from Fernandez as we start off here. Forehand into win, then goes backhand wide though. So it is love 15 straight away, an early inroad for Belinda Bencic. Try the score up here as well. Slightly different layout on screen. Let me know if you're okay with this, by the way, because my face is a little bit bigger than usual. But yeah, let me know what you prefer. I thought I'd try something a little bit different, and hopefully it's still okay. Serve into the backhand of Bencic. Lefty forehand down the line from Fernandez. Then goes backhand down the middle. Backhand from Bencic down the middle. Good depth though. Forehand in the middle from Fernandez. Both going down the middle this time. Then, no, still down the middle. Forehands and backhands. But then, Fernandez opens up on the forehand and goes down the line. Beautifully timed forehand. 15 all. That's a really positive sign if you're a Fernandez fan, because she's obviously not the type of player to hit a huge amount of winners, but to hit that forehand like she did just there is a very positive sign. Great timing on the forehand side. Into the backhand of Bencic goes Fernandez from the juice side. Forehand from Bencic into the backhand of Fernandez, who goes down the line. Forehand cross from Fernandez has Bencic on the stretch on the backhand side, and Fernandez goes into out with a forehand into the open court. I think she's missed it though. It was very close, very close. She's missed it, should have put that away. Hey, Max. Max says, I like both players in this match. This is hard, yeah, for sure. Greg says, hashtag Fazan special. Yeah, we saw a lot of those from Alcaraz, and anyone that doesn't know, it's the drop shot. Good serve down the tee from Fernandez. Beautifully placed. Paints the line. 30. She's come out pretty aggressively here, and that's good to see, I think. I think she needs to be proactive against Bencic here today, and she should back herself to have better shot tolerance as well. But Bencic has a lot of firepower, very dynamic player as well. Of course, Olympic gold medal winner as well is Belinda Bencic. Also, interestingly, I don't know if you guys saw in the warm-up, but on the WTA tour, they always tend to actually return the practice serves. On the men's, they never do. Good serve down the tee from Fernandez, but the backhand return from Bencic is sublime. Into out backhand return winner. And Fernandez doesn't even move, so an early breakpoint opportunity here for Belinda Bencic. Emma says UK here also really glad some of the matches are getting done quickly. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise you're up for ages, eh? It's a true. Oh, is that in? I thought it was a let, but it's not. It's into the body of Bencic. We're into the rally now. Into out forehand from Fernandez. Has Bencic on the run, the forehand, who goes cross court, backhand cross from Bencic is massive. Oh, what a point from the switch. She breaks straight away. Wow. You might think a little bit about that forehand that Fernandez had, where she had the whole of the open court to aim at and she missed it, went too close to the line. It's a really good break of serve there from Bencic. Beautiful backhand to set up that break point. There's a backhand return winner and then finishes off the game with a beauty cross court on it. And that's going to be really key, right? Because the cross court exchanges are going to be really key in this match because we've got a left-hander versus a right-hander. So both players are only really going to go line if they feel that they can be attacking in the rally or at least change it up or gain something by going line, because if you're going line, you're going into the opponent's forehand. So you've got to make sure that it's worth your while. Manoa, hey, how you doing? Lexi says, I missed the finals. Don't worry, he's back tomorrow, Lexi. Emma says, I've been in a few of David's lives, but this is the first live with you commentating. Can't wait. Oh, thanks, Emma. Appreciate it. Have you not been on any of the lives with me in the past? If not, hopefully you enjoy it. One love, Bencic here. Serve out wide, miss from Bencic. Second serve coming up. Bencic in the cream tank top and and black skirt even. Second serve into the backhand of Fernandez, goes down the line. Good return. Oh my gosh, that is ridiculous from Bencic. Wow, her backhand is firing on all cylinders. The return from Fernandez goes down the line. It's actually, I thought it was a really good return. Bencic on the stretch finds a backhand on the line. It's a rocket. 15 love. I mean, her backhand is like, give me that two-handed backhand, please. It's ridiculously good. And that's not a great sign for Fernandez, because she's going to, against most players, righty, she'd go into the backhand, predominantly. But at the moment, Bencic is just striking the ball so well. And she goes big again. Good serve out wide into the Fernandez forehand. Gets a forehand of her own for the 1+ shot. Goes forehand cross. It's too big. Fernandez can't make it into place. That's two big serve 1+ plays from the Swiss. 30 love, and she's striking the ball very well early doors here. Goes down the tee. What an ace. She's come out firing on all cylinders. Goes down the tee from the juice side. One ace apiece, of course. Fernandez hit a similar serve from the juice side down the tee, but a lefty serve for an ace in the previous game. 40 love, though. Looking to consolidate the break and hold to love would be a real statement from Bencic. Served on the tee, backhand from Fernandez, not made into play, so it is a hold to love. Really, really quick game. And she does consolidate the break and pressure now on Fernandez to hold here. Lex says, I'm going for Leylah. Hope she gets the win. It's not looking too good for her early doors here, but look, it's still a long way to go. Manos has kept Manovic just won in a fight. Tough 3 sets, final set tiebreaker 7-3. He's a fighter, isn't he? Jane says, hi all. I'm running and listening, but glad I stopped to check out the bonus size picture of you for Sabalenka. Oh my gosh. Do people actually like it? They do they? Let's be honest. Who wants to see my ugly mug at 2-3 times the size? Anyway, backhand cross from Fernandez into that forehand from Fernandez. Missed, though, as they trade down the middle of the court. She's just making probably more errors than expected early on here against Bencic. She needs to find her range. She starts off pretty quickly and pretty well, but seems that breaker serve might have knocked her confidence. But love 15 needs a strong hold here, you feel. So that wide is missed. Second serve to come. Emma says, oh my god, Vekic and Brengo at 3 sets. Oh, interesting. Max says, I hope Leylah does well for the clay season. Yeah, I'm really excited. I think she'll do well. She did well at Roland Garros last year. She just had to, and she's struggling, of course, with that. I think it was ankle injury against Trevisan. It's a double fault from Fernandez, a big double fault as well. So love 30 here. She needs to find something. She just hasn't got going really here. Served on the tee from Fernandez. Backhand. Tries to go backhand down the line. It's a really ambitious 1+ shot. Goes into the net. She's not sticking to the basics here and doing them well. And she now finds herself having to save 3 breakpoint opportunities here. Big, big chance for Bencic to go a double break up and race away with this first set. Good serve down the tee there from Fernandez. Goes backhand cross. She's missed it. Backhand down the line from Bencic wasn't quite placed perfectly enough, and it sat up pretty nicely for Fernandez. She goes backhand cross. It's a good chance to hit a winner, at least get Bencic on the back foot. Instead, she again tries to go too close to the line. She misses it. She gets broken 3 love here. Double break up for Bencic. And it's crazy. I don't know what I'm watching at the moment, but Bencic is just outclassing her right now. Fernandez making a lot of mistakes. I don't think it's going to last too long, but this first set looks like it could be dead and buried. Ghost says they're both good movers. Yes, very good point. Bencic and Leylah should be a fun match. Yeah, and we've seen some of that early doors. But I think the issue is that Leylah hasn't been able to get into the rallies, hasn't been able to be consistent on the ground strokes early doors here. She's made a lot of mistakes, a lot of unforced errors. Once she starts getting her rhythm, and you imagine it's only a matter of time, then it's going to be an interesting match, right? At the moment, Bencic is bossing her because she's able to hit bigger from the back of the court right now. And normally, what Fernandez does really well is soak up the pressure and counter punch extremely well. Struggling at the moment. Max says, "Hey Jane." Yeah. Kay says, "Yeah, Jane, the portrait is good." Okay, great. You know what? So basically, the platform that I use, StreamYard, they've introduced like custom layouts. So before it was all set, but now you can make like the media share screen bigger, you bigger, whatever, right, and smaller, however you want move. So like for example, if I wanted to like put myself on the right hand side of the screen or the left hand side, for example, or in the middle, or whatever, right, or top or bottom, if I wanted to, for example, and so it's a lot better actually, and I'm glad they've introduced it. Lex says, "Fazani, you losing weight?" I think it might just be the portrait mode, to be honest with you, but I have lost a bit. Yeah, yeah, I have lost a bit of weight. We'll just see how we go. I'm also fasting as well, so Ramadan started, second fast. I opened my fast, of course, so it's 10:54 here, so probably should have a water bottle with me, to be honest, and don't have one with me. But anyway, Bencic could serve, good first serve made, and it's a miss hit from Fernandez. She's struggling on the return of serve here. Bencic is just cruising at the moment. Serve into the forehand from Bencic, goes out wide from the ad side. Backhand cross. Fernandez has Bencic on the run. What a forehand down the line from the Swiss. She's in the rally here. Fernandez is scrambling defensively. It's a drive volley forehand for Bencic. Great defensive work from Fernandez on the forehand side. She's gone back to neutral. Very good from Fernandez. Wow. That is, I mean, she had to work really hard for that point. She really did. Bencic on the front foot throughout that whole point. Fernandez scrambling left and right. And there was a dry volley forehand from Bencic, which probably should have done a little bit better with it. Could have go back to leg. No problem, Jane. So that wide from Bencic has missed. Manos says, "Jane, what the fuck, yeah. Like the title too," says Casey. The title? What title? So that wide from Bencic then goes forehand down the middle. Forehand to forehand here. Oh, Fernandez just pushes the forehand long. All right, okay. Go says, yeah, lucky luck. Damn it, Leylah, says Lexi, yeah. And this is the match at Guadalajara was ugly between these two. A lot of unforced errors and a lot of close games. Very long match, yeah. At the moment, it's looking like a lot of errors from Fernandez, but not many from Bencic. She's playing some good tennis right now. Good serve on the tee. Short backhand to attack for Bencic. And Fernandez tries to make a pay as she reads the backhand cross. Goes forehand on the line. She's missed it, though. So 40-15. Go says, "Bencic is notorious on tour for being a bit of a health nut. Leylah is a fighter. I'm predicting 3 very tight sets. We shall see." Max says, "It was nice seeing Belinda win that Olympic gold medal at Tokyo." It really was, wasn't it? It was great to see. I mean, she was definitely an underdog. Oh, wow. Good serve out wide. Backhand from Fernandez cross court. Bencic goes forehand cross really deep into the corner, right behind Fernandez. She has no chance. I mean, very clever. She consolidates the double break for love, and there's a risk of a double. Well, there's a risk of a bagel here, potentially a breadstick as well, if Fernandez isn't careful. Emma says yes was really slow as well. Mexico is high elevation, which messes with people too. Yeah, during the altitude. Yeah, that's a good point. I just love this Lululemon kit from Leylah. Yeah, it's it's a great serve down the tee from Fernandez. Bencic absolutely scrambling there. and doesn't make it back into play. So she's got like kind of patterned skirt on, some interesting colors, and a white tank top with like gray, almost looks like a I don't know how to describe it, like backpack straps. Could serve down the or could serve out wide even from Fernandez. Goes forehand on the line, comes to the net. Oh, very good from Fernandez. Serve out wide from the ad side. It's the typical natural lefty serve. Drags Bencic out, then goes forehand on the line, comes to the net. Bencic does well. She just kind of scrambles, tries to hit a lob. It's not a particularly good one. Fernandez gets back in time, lets it bounce, hits a beautiful forehand on the line for a winner. 30 love. This is much better from Fernandez. So out wide from Fernandez. Forehand from Bencic missed. 40 love. Casey says, what's it look like, Emma? Becky says, up 3-0 in the third set now. Served on the tee from Fernandez. Comes forward, goes. Oh, slice into the open court. She holds the love. Very interesting. Love it. Becky up 3-0 in the third set now. Broken toe for Zan, says Greg. Yep. Mexico is such a lovely country, says Ghost. I need to get down there again. Been too long. Never been, actually, but like to be. Like to go. Leylah on the board. Good to see. Emma says, yes, Casey. Oh. Manuel says, Zhang retires. Freck playing Andreeva instead. What a start, says Emma Yao. Coast, oh yeah, Merry Ramadan. Oh, I love it. Casey says, can you eat now, though? Yeah, I can. So, open my fast around 6:30, but it'll be 7:30 because here in the UK, the clocks are going forward. So, it'll be 7:30 from Monday, and then it'll get progressively longer. So, I think it's like the last one will be 8:10. So they've actually got shorter each year because it moves back 10 days each year. But at one point it was the height of summer, so it was like 9:30 p.m. Very long. So they were like it starts at like 2 a.m. and at 9:30 p.m. It's like 20 hours, crazy. Casey says, I've been like a mile into Mexico. Tijuana made it a little way from the tourist stuff at least. Casey says, founder of QualityShot Tennis, but the title, yeah. It's cool, isn't it? Like the lives as man. Ghost says, oh, Lululemon is a clothing brand. I didn't know these things. My favorite women's kits are the ones. Okay. Okay. I'm going to read the rest of that comment. Oh, Ghost. Anyway, 4-1. Serving for 5-1 here, Bencic. Let first serve. Guys, of course, if you haven't already, please remember to that like button, subscribe if you're new as well. Appreciate it, of course, as always. 67% of you have gone for Fernandez in the chat as well on YouTube. Interesting. Serve into the backhand of Fernandez. It's into a hitting zone, but should do better. She's found the net with it, though, so 15 love. 102 mile per hour serve speed. Not bad. All the girls on tour I think the average seems to be around just above 100 miles an hour. And then, of course, there's some who are serving beyond that, like a Rybakina, Sabalenka's, Coco Gauff. Second serve into the forehand of Fernandez. It's a bad miss. She's just snatched at it, really. She hasn't waited for it. And the forehand has ballooned wide. So 30 love. Casey says, well, Lululemon did have a see-through problem at one point. Did they? Fair enough. So that wide from Bencic. Backhand cross, forehand cross from Fernandez. Bencic on the back foot, great defensive work. That goes backhand on the line, then goes forehand slice down the middle. Forehand into win from Fernandez. Backhand cross from Bencic. Forehand on the line from Fernandez. Bencic comes forward, goes forehand on the line, doesn't come to the net though, stays back. Forehand, oh wow. Backhand cross from Bencic. Fernandez finishes off a beautiful point with an exquisite forehand on the line. 30-15. What a winner to finish off a very good point. Right, 30-15. Served on the tee, slice from Fernandez into the backhand corner. Backhand cross from Bencic. Forehand down the middle from Fernandez is missed. Oh dear. Casey says a few years back the leggings were more sheer than they intended, so intended to claim than they intended, so they claim. Sorry, okay, okay, interesting. Not great, is it? Crazy. So that wide miss from Bencic. Second serve coming up. Second serve into the forehand of Fernandez, who goes big down the middle. Forehand down the middle from Bencic as well. Backhand on the line from Fernandez, missed into the net. So here's an easy hold in the end, 5-1. Ghost says, what do you all eat at night when you break the Ramadan fast? Is all protein? To be honest, not really. To be honest, traditional foods are pretty bad for you, in all honesty. But when I say traditional, it's from where I am from. It's not really like necessarily Ramadan foods, if that makes sense. But like very like deep fried stuff. But I don't tend to have that. So, but yeah, it's just normal because it's so close to dinner. It's basically dinner. You just have like something very small, and then you just have your dinner, and that's it really. And if you're hungry, you have a dessert. But I mean, I tend to have cereal instead to try and be a bit healthier for dinner if I'm not hungry. If I want something sweet, because obviously I'm not having breakfast. Because I don't, when I wake up early at 4 a.m. I'm not hungry, so I just have like water, and that's it really. My little ginger shot, my little probiotic yogurt. That's it. Serve missed even from Fernandez out wide. Second serve coming up. 15 love. Second serve into the forehand of Bencic, goes down the middle of the forehand, then goes backhand cross in. Forehand on the line from Fernandez is massive. Then goes into out. Forehand on the line from Bencic is in, clips the baseline, then goes forehand cross again. Slice from Fernandez. Forehand on the line from Bencic comes to the net. It's a lob, a smash opportunity for Bencic, lets it bounce, puts it away. Beautifully done. 15 all. Go says, yo, how do Muslim players on tour do Ramadan and perform on court? That's got to be tough without energy, no? So I can only really talk about my own experience, to be honest, rather than others. But there's a lot of soccer / football players that also tend to fast as well, that I know of. And we'll go served on the tee from Fernandez, backhand into out from Bencic. What a slice down the line from Fernandez. She's on the back foot here, though. Backhand the line from Bencic, comes forward. Lets it bounce again, goes forehand. Yeah, puts it away. Beautifully done. So from I'll talk about my personal experience because it's hard to know what other people feel. I know that there are some people that I know that really struggle with like playing sports at a high level or going to the gym and performing as they normally would do when they're fasting. I actually find it pretty easy. Mainly because I've done it since I was very small and I always used to want to just still play sport and do stuff. So obviously we're not talking about pro level sport here. Good start another tee from Fernandez. Forehand from Bencic finds the net, 30 all. So I play like football when I'm fasting, tennis as well. I'll play tennis like twice a week, once a week. Like proper like full matches, 2 hours, I'll be fine. Yes, the biggest thing is the water and I'm feeling a bit thirsty, but really food's not a massive issue. Into out from Fernandez, then goes slice, lob, into out forehand from Bencic, forehand in the middle from Fernandez. Oh no, Fernandez overruns. She's gone far too across. She's gone way too far across, and the forehand in the middle from Bencic, right at the body eventually of Fernandez, just fends it off, goes wide. So it is 30-40 break point opportunity here and breadstick point for Bencic. Yeah, I'll get to that point. Goes from yours after this set in the set interval. Second serve here. Break and set point. And breadstick point. Forehand on the line from Fernandez, then goes backhand down the middle. Forehand into out from Bencic. Forehand cross from Fernandez. Backhand cross from Bencic. Backhand from Bencic down the middle. Great depth. Oh, on the front foot. It's massive. She goes into out the forehand. She's missed it, I think, has she? She has just. Oh, she was on the front foot. Fernandez was just having to fend her off. She really was. She was struggling there massively on the defensive. Thing is, Bencic, even when she's going down the middle of the court, she's hitting with such good depth, and not just depth, but also pace as well. Like, she's not letting up. So, and the best and most impressive thing for me is on the defensive. She's very good, especially on the backhand side of going down the line, very deep as well. Good return from Bencic down the middle. Forehand cross from Fernandez, great angle. Backhand down the middle from Fernandez again. Forehand from Bencic is missed. So it is advantage Fernandez. Great defensive work there. Really good. Advantage Fernandez. Manor says, which Sabalenka will we get this time? The one we saw at Australian Open or Indian Wells final? She played pretty well at Indian Wells final. I know she's obviously served quite a few double faults, but conditions don't help as well. And I know Rebecca returned well. Or drop shot from Fernandez comes in. Bencic gets there to lob. Oh, she's made it. What a lob. Oh, you got to only applaud that. That is so good. That is so good from Bencic. What a get. It's not the fact she's got there, it's the fact that she's able to execute that lob as well. Gets there and it's like a slice lob over Fernandez. Beautifully done. Great touch. Back to Juice. Yeah, Ghost, I'll get to your question on the energy and fasting Ramadan uh, on the set into. Oh, it's exactly the same point pretty much. Bencic goes backhand short. Fernandez again tries to go drop shot. This time she doesn't make it though. She goes into the net. So it is set point number 2 for Bencic and also breadstick and break point again. So wide from Fernandez miss. Second serve coming up. Second serve into the forehand of Bencic goes down the middle. Great depth from Bencic. Backhand on the line is massive. Comes forward. She doesn't need to hit anything though because the backhand from Fernandez finds the net. What a set of tennis from Belinda Bencic. 6-1 breadsticks Fernandez. Fernandez is going to have to find something quick because at the moment it's absolute. I mean, it's just domination. Domination from the Swiss player. The Canadian needs to level up somehow at the moment because she's struggling big time. And it says that first set was a blockbuster between Rebecca and Sabalenka at the Indian Wells final. Yeah, that tiebreaker. Manor says, I hope what happened in that final was a glitch. To be fair, it was, that's a very good point from Emma. That first set tiebreaker, really, whoever won that was going to go on to win the match. It was just inevitable because it went on for so long. It just happened that she didn't take it, and Rebecca did. Yes, the double faults, you might say, but that's always going to be a part of her game. I don't think we're ever going to get to a stage where she never serves a double fault in a match, in a big, big match. I imagine it's going to happen because that's just the way that she plays. Yeah, Ghost says, bench out like a rocket. I hope Leylah figures something out for the second set. Yeah, so back to your question here, Ghost. So, like for me personally, so what they tend to say is, after speaking to a few people, like one of my physios I had a few years back for a back injury I had in the gym, actually, ironically, but he made a really good point, and I used to say to him, look, after I used to go to the gym during my lunch breaks at work, and I'd do like weight training, and I used to be able to hit my PB, so my personal best, whilst in the gym whilst fasting, right? Which sounds crazy because you might say, well, you're going at lunchtime, so the last time I would have ate would have been like say 3 a.m., right? So there's a 9-hour gap of fasting, so no food, no drink. But what happens after the first couple of days, your body adjusts, and what you do is you end up going to like a ketogenic state, is what he was saying. And this is not from me because obviously I'm no scientist. And it puts you into like an acute level of concentration. because you're not being bogged down or like, I guess, watered down by say carbs, like or man-made carbs like your rices, your pastas, and sugars and all that. Basically, is what he was trying to say anyway, which kind of makes sense. So you end up being more alert. And I found as well a similar thing like when I used to play sports as well. When I play sports, so if I play like tennis or football or cricket, like when fasting, I actually tend to perform better normally, just because I'm not worried about food. I'm not drowsy from eating food as well, like carbs. Um, of course, like that's not to say that just because someone's eating they can't perform at their highest level. It's obviously what you're eating, your diet. But for me anyway, like I don't eat just like salad and really lean stuff all the time. So it definitely helped. And I find it really, really good. And I tend to get into a lot better shape during it as well, in all honesty. It's just, and then I always say to myself, "Oh yeah, I'll do like intermittent fasting after." But the problem is, you're able to eat, so you just go back to type as well. Some of the lost weight is water weight as well, to be honest, in honesty. But yeah, just an interesting point from me on that. Ghost says, mm, "Does Mo Salah fast soccer dudes are running 12 to 50 miles a game?" So he has, yeah, in the past. So there was actually a couple of games, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, where he had to open his fast midway through the game. So I think he was like on the 70th minute. So he played like 70, 80 minutes fasting. So people can do it. There are some athletes that feel like they can't fast during a match, right? And it's their professional job. So they may not fast and they might make up for it after. It's a personal thing. I mean, for me, I'm used to it. I've basically condition myself to get used to it because I just thought, well, technically you're supposed to just go along with your day as you normally would do. And that's part of the challenge, but each their own as well. Go says, actually, I just read a book about post-Arab Spring Egypt, The Buried by Peter Hessler. Fascinating part of the world. Never read it, but I'm sure it's interesting. Um, Go says Leylah's second serve points one is 17% not good. Yeah, we could look at the stats actually in a second. Emma says was good to see Elena get her first win over Saba. It's becoming a fantastic rivalry. It really is. What was it? Was it 4-love? I think going into that match head to head. Now it's 4-1, so that's really, really good. So I'm hoping that that's going to become a really good rivalry. I imagine it will do. And I think obviously there's a little triangle there with Iga and Sabalenka and Rybakina. And I think Kuchikova could make it a 4. She could. Don't count her out. I've picked her as my winner at Miami. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But with no Iga Swiatek, Kuchikova is supposed to meet Sabalenka in I think it's a round of 16 again, like she did last week in Indian Wells. They had a really close match. I think Sabalenka is a real threat in Miami again. But her and Rebecca now, I just feel like they have to lose at some point. But we'll see. Ghost says, I like it when Rebecca and Sabalenka teases each other. Yeah, they do, don't they? That was great in the post-match press conference. Oh, sorry, post-match ceremony even. That was really, really good. That was so funny as well. You don't see that much, especially on the men's side. Like you do see it, but it's not to the same degree. And they're very much, teasing each other and all in good fun as well. And that's great to see because it's clearly a very competitive rivalry, but they also have a good relationship and it's fun. Great to see. Ghost side put Kuchikova in there too. She's so good. Yeah, she is great. Very different, more variety to her game. Doesn't have massive weapons like Sabalenka, for example, and it isn't dominant on the forehand like a Swiatek, and has ridiculous movement. But she has her own style, and it seems to cause problems with someone like a Swiatek, doesn't it? And all the other players, to be honest. All the top players. So stats wise, as we wait for, I think it's Fernandez is in the bathroom. I don't know, outfit change, something or other. It's a 1 ace apiece, 1 double fault for Fernandez. First serves in is actually pretty good from Fernandez at 75%. It's actually really good. But the issue is not necessarily, and this is where you have to be really careful when you look at tennis stats, because first serve in is all well and good, and it's good to obviously have. If your first serve percentage is above 70%, that's good. but also you have to take into account where are they placing their serves? Are they being safe with their first serve? Are they trying to hit the spots? And are they taking a little bit off their first serve as well to try and get it in? And then also how they're backing it up, how they back up their first serve. And that's why first serve points one is so important, because you can see here, look, 75%, which is better than the 71% of Bencic, which is, still pretty good, still very good, actually, to be honest, only 4% lower than Fernandez. But first serve points one, there's a massive disparity here. 50% for Fernandez, only 9 out of 18 points. 80% for Bencic, 8 out of 10. She's only lost 2 points behind her first or second serve. I mean, her second serve points won 100%, 4 out of 4. Really impressive. For Fernandez, 17%, which is what I think Ghost was saying, at 1 out of 6. So it's not just her second serve, it's her first serve. She needs to try and hit her spots, especially on, like, second serve. Look, she's not going to go for it as any more than she is now, or much more than she is now, but if she's going to make 75% of first serves, that first serve points one needs to be at least 70%. So she needs to make sure she's trying to hit her spots and be ambitious with it. She can't just say, you know what, I'm happy to go into the body or go down the middle. And then she needs to back it up with the first strike. I know Bencic is a very good returner, so it's easier said than done. But Fernandez needs to be a bit more proactive, I think, on that first strike. And doesn't necessarily mean go bigger. It just means go for more in terms of placement and try not to go so close to the line. She doesn't need to. And then, do you have one in Sunforce errors? No, of course not. Why would you? Why would you? WTA normally shows it on screen after the first after the first game of the second set. But anyway, it says interesting and exciting with Iga, Ryber, and Saba going at it at the top of the women's game. Can't wait to see what happens for the rest of the season. Yeah, agreed. I think those three and Krejcikova have the best chance of winning the slams this year. I think Jabeur obviously was injured for a bit, and she's still not 100% by the looks of it after losing today as well. It's going to take a little bit of time. I imagine once we hit the clay court season, she's going to start to find her form again. She made 2 Grand Slam finals last year. I mean, arguably clay is one of her better surfaces, probably better than maybe grass. I wish she made a Grand Slam final at, or even hard court. So she will be up there as well, but it's just a question of whether she can be consistent like these three have been for the last couple of months. Second serve, it's a slice from Bencic. Great backhand return from Fernandez. Then goes forehand cross. That is massive. That's a great way to start the second set from Fernandez. That should put her in good spirits. Really good backhand return. Dragged Bencic out wide, who went forehand on the line ambitiously, to be honest, right into the corner. And I thought it was a great defensive forehand from Bencic, but Fernandez tees up a forehand of her own and crunches it cross court. Great power. Love 15. Oh, what a serve, Dalati from Bencic from the ad side. Paints the line. Fernandez gets a racket on it, but can't make it into play. 15-all. Go says, what do you think about Andreescu making a comeback and sneaking into the top tier with Iga, Rybakina, Sabalenka, and Krejcikova? BB had an excellent win over Sakari today. I don't think she's going to be in that top tier, not this year anyway. Good serve out wide from Bencic, slice serve, backhand from Fernandez. Tries to go down the middle, has missed it. Andreescu is really good. I think her game is very good. She just needs confidence. Her service firing, which is a big, big positive for her as well. Serve out wide from Bencic, forehand from Fernandez, forehand down the middle from Bencic again, then goes forehand cross. Slice from Fernandez is in. Back. Oh, what a miss. Oh, no. Backhand drive volley. Now, normally Bencic is so good at hitting those, and she actually tries to hit as many of those as she can at times. This time, they're a bit tentative, kind of was coming forward, stopped, didn't really commit to it as much, and balloons it long. So 30-all. So into the forehand of Fernandez should make that. Blazes it wide, 40-30. Yeah, I think Andreescu, though, she can be dangerous. I just don't see her being at that level yet. She has to win against one of them for me to be like, oh, maybe. At least one of them. Once she starts beating these guys, then you can say, yeah. Sakari is a good win, but Sakari is not Rybakina, she's not Swiatek, she's not Krejcikova. Like she hasn't won a slam like those guys have, and I just don't feel like Sakari is maybe the best yardstick. She's competitive, but she's not that elite level. Forehand cross from Bencic, then goes down the line, beautifully done. Slice from Fernandez is out. So good hold in the end because Fernandez came out swinging in the first point with some beautiful striking, but unfortunately, it doesn't break. So 1-0 Bencic. She's looking good, looking very confident. And I have to say, I've been impressed with her mental fortitude so far, Bencic. She's looked good. Go says, is Halep ever coming back on tour? I don't know. Of course, there was that issue with the failed drug test. I don't know what's going on with that, to be honest. No idea what's going to happen. And it says WTA tour could do with Simo back. Would throw a firework into the mix. That's true. David says, Mr. Fazan, hello. Hi, David. How you doing? Max says, I took a short nap and woke up a few minutes ago and not Leylah. And now Leylah's having a breadstick. Yeah, exactly. Go says, Mugger is ranked like 128 or something. That's kind of shocking. Yeah. Muguruza has had a shocker. Absolute shocker the last year. She's just, yeah, I mean, terrible. Anyway, good serve to the tee from Fernandez. Backhand cross from Bencic. Forehand cross from Fernandez. Backhand on the line from Bencic. Backhand cross from Fernandez. Backhand on the line from Fernandez. Backhand in the middle from Bencic. Oh, backhand from Fernandez. Blaze wide. So it is love 15. Yeah, Muguruza, I'm not sure when and if ever we're going to see her back to her best. She's multi Grand Slam champion. She needs to find her form. Surely you'd imagine she would, but sometimes if mentally you're not quite 100% committed, it can be tough. The slice serve out wide from Fernandez, beautifully done, drags Bencic out, which means she has all the open court, goes backhand in the middle, doesn't need to go for the line, and it's easily put away. Beautifully done. 15-0. David says, I love Leylah, but I think Belinda wins here. Let's see if she can get this great start to the year back on track. Forehand down the middle from Bencic, then clips the baseline with a forehand, goes backhand on the line. Backhand from Fernandez is getting a real testing here. Backhands fired from Bencic down the line, then goes forehand on the line. Forehand from Fernandez is in with a backhand down the line is missed. Bencic absolutely hammering at Fernandez's defense there. Great depth on both wings. And in the end, Fernandez tries to go ambitiously down the line with the backhand and misses it. So 15-30. Go says Halep needs to go to Georgie's doctor. And says, have no idea what happened to Muguruza. Massive serve down the tee, though, from Fernandez. Really important serve in a pivotal moment. At 15-30, she loses that point. Of course, 15-40, 2 break points to save instead. Finds the big first serve, unreturnable 30-all. Davis says, Garbine just lost everything after that WTA finals win. Completely bizarre. Yeah, it was bizarre. Went off the ball completely. Because serve up wide from Fernandez. Slice return from Bencic and we're into the rally. Forehand from Fernandez down the line. Missed. 30-40. This could be the match. If she loses this next point, gets broken, it's going to be tough to come back from. A set and a breakdown. And it says can't do anything apart from bet against her when she plays now. She has been tragically bad. Ah. Go says David, when do we get to say Jack Draper is the Brits' best player? I don't want to get crossways with the Murray fandom. Probably now, to be honest. Greg says big sigh. Canadians are letting you down, aren't they, Greg? Apart from Andreescu, of course. Oh, double fault from Fernandez. Oh, that's poor. She concedes the break with a double fault. That's not good at all. It's a bit of a shocker. Now let's get to. She's a set and a breakdown here, Fernandez. Bencic is cruising. David says, what is with Kirsty And Garcia has found her bogey player. Maybe, I mean, although I always say don't back against Kirsty in the opening rounds of any tournament because she just seems to be super dangerous against anyone. Uh, whether you're a top player or a middling player, she will dismantle you for the most part. So, yeah. Also, she made the quarterfinals of Indian Wells last week as well, beating, of course, Caroline Garcia on the way. Forehand from Fernandez missed. So, 15 love. Max says Holger is playing in a few minutes. Nice. Guy says Chapeau won today, didn't he? Yeah, he did. David says Draper needs to really find full fitness. Hurt him in the juniors, hurting him now. Forehand cross on Bencic miss goes long. 15-0. Yeah, needs to find some solution to the cramping, etc. as well. David says, yeah, 3-6 over pair. Nice. Guy says, Runa. That's my boy. 15-0. So out wide into the backhand. Fernandez tries to hit an angled return winner. She's missed it though. 30-15. Emma says, I remember when everyone was thinking Draper was going to be Nadal, Australian Open round one. Glad I stuck to my gut and predicted Rafa. It's a close one though, wasn't it? I remember covering it. Draper definitely held his own. So out wide from Bencic, forehand cross from Fernandez. Backhand from Fernandez finds the net. 4-15. Dave says, I know I shouldn't speak ill of QualityShot's very own Jack Draper, but he'd say the same thing about staying injury free. Yeah, of course he would. 100%. 100%. I think that's probably one of his biggest wishes right now is to avoid getting injured. Serve into the backhand from Fernandez. Backhand on the line. Forehand on the line missed from the Canadian 3-love. This match is racing away from her and definitely racing away from her grasp. Because I think Draper actually has some of Murray's best qualities, really. I'm not sure about that. Maybe fighting spirit, but he's a lefty, of course. He's got a massive forehand. He's trying to improve his movement. His movement is definitely better than it was last year. The backhand as well is improving. Ghost says, I like Jack Draper, yeah. Dave says, that's interesting, Ghost. I don't really see much similarities in the games. Yeah, not a huge amount, in honesty. But let me know what you think, Ghost. What do you see in terms of similarities? A fighting spirit or what do you see? And it says, what qualities, Ghost? Yeah, good point. It's a good point. Tell us. Tell us. Right, so yeah, it looks very hot and humid out there in Miami. The players really dabbing themselves with their towels. Ghost says, I meant character qualities, not playing style. Okay. Dave says, have you ever watched The Boys, like the TV show? Yeah, I have. Really good show. Yeah. On Prime Video. Anyway, love 3 down here. Fernandez looking to yet again gain back some self-respect in this set because the first set she would be embarrassed to avoid getting bageled or breadsticked. So first serve is a fault. Second serve is a let. Second serve, double fault. She's struggling. That's 2 double faults in a row. Love 15. Good serve. We're interacting now. Backhand from Bencic cross. Forehand from Fernandez goes wide. Goes to their tough and with a good sense of camaraderie in the locker room. Other players apparently like them a lot. Hmm. And it says, I haven't seen the boys, but I've seen clips of it. Some very disturbing scenes. Forehand down the middle from Fernandez. Forehand again down the middle. Forehand cross from Emma is missed. Oh, 15-30. Ignore I haven't seen the boys. Greg says, please get a proper tennis coach, Leylah. That's all I ask. Does she not have one at the moment? Emma says, you look shattered, Fazan. Oh, thanks, Emma. Basically telling me I don't look very good. I look very tired. Serve into the backhand of Bencic and goes down the line. Backhand cross from Fernandez. Forehand cross from Bencic. Slice from Fernandez. Great depth. Forehand cross from Bencic. Backhand on the line from the Canadian. Backhand into the net from Bencic. Good defensive work from Fernandez. Also good intelligent play. Better from the Canadian. Yeah, probably what having a 1-year-old is it's not helping as well. My sleep at the moment. Although he's been pretty good recently, to be fair. Dave says, yeah, Draper does seem like a really humble, grounded guy. Seeing him in ATP videos like Day of the Life, having breakfast, driving with his trainer to the LTA Centre, yeah. Backhands down the middle from Fernandez, then goes forehand cross. Backhand cross from Bencic. Forehand down the middle from Fernandez. Bencic tries to whip the forehand cross, but finds the net. So 40-30. This is a really, really important game for Fernandez. She has to hold here. Double break, and the set's gone again. And the match as well. Max says Grigor won in a tight 3-set match. Yeah, we like it. Go says Leylah's getting demolished. Ouch. And Max says I've heard about the show The Boys, but I've never watched it before. I mean, if you've got a good, a stomach for it, then I recommend it. Go says, is that the problem with Leylah? Her team isn't up to snuff. Don't know. Maybe. I mean, that's what Greg seems to think. Second serve into the backhand of Bencic, then goes backhand cross. Fernandez forehand cross from Bencic, then goes backhand into the forehand of Fernandez, who misses. Snatched it. Absolutely snatched it. Didn't wait for it at all. Bizarre. All right, so I'm going to sleep straight after this. Yeah, same. Although actually, I've got some. Well, I was about to say same. I've got some dishes to wash. Some dishes to watch. Oh dear. So out wide from Fernandez, backhand into the net from Bencic. Drops them to a side. Advantage Fernandez. David says, did you see Paula's interaction with the crowd and practicing with the ball person while Seguin was off court? She really seemed like she was enjoying herself in her element. Yeah. Yeah. I saw that clip. She was really, really good, Badosa. I mean, that's, yeah, fantastic from her. It's great to see as well. Good serve to the tee from Fernandez. Beautifully placed from the ad side. Paints the line. She does hold. She does get on the board in the second set. 3-1. Dave says, in a better headspace, probably. Yeah, agreed. Go says, Fazan about to crash. And says, Badosa fought very well against Seigmund. Yeah, she did. She did. Good to see her back. I mean, she'll be disappointed that she has Rebecca again early on. Last tournament, of course, in the world, she had her in the first round. This one in Miami, she has her in the second round. It's going to be really tough for Badosa to beat her, but you never know. You never know. 3-1 Bencic. Serve into the forehand of Leylah. Forehand in the middle from Bencic has missed. So it is love 15. So it says Badosa was giggly at the United Cup. Tushi's fun. This says Fakina gets a straight sets win versus Nakashima. Pretty impressive against a bigger server here. Yeah. I think that's more his grit and determination. I think I picked him as well over Nakashima. Good serve down the tee. Clips the back of the service box as Bencic. Backhand from Fernandez. Cross court is missed. 15-0. David Pierce says, "I wish I could buy uh, can of concentrated far what? Oh no, God! Oh, David Pierre, you're funny." So that wide from Bencic backhand clips the baseline from Fernandez. Bencic goes into the net with a backhand. 15-30. Goes says Nakashima known as a big server. Not really. No, there's a decent. I mean, he's not got a soft serve. And it says, "Yeah, I don't know what happened to Badosa last year, but I hope she can pick it up. Would love to see a title too from her." Hmm. Max says Taylor Swift is coming to my area performing tonight and tomorrow. And Nigo's a huge fan of Taylor. A small world in tennis law. Yeah, definitely. You should try and get involved. Try me if you can. Second serve, forehand, down the line from Fernandez. Oh, tries to go forehand down the line. It's so ambitious. She misses it. 30 all. David says Shelby Rogers Sabalenka screams of a US Open third round. That's okay. She says, "Oh yes, Alejandro." David's still a bit odd though. Go saying it here, lol. So out wide from Bencic backhand from Fernandez finds the net. 40-30. Go says my quirk. Oh my god. Says yes me. Oh my. What is this? What is this? I'm not reading these comments. First serve. The stream was buffering, Max. I was resting my eyes and then it just like the loading screen. Did you not see it? Didn't fall asleep. Of course not. Never. Never. Second serve from Bencic, very slow second serve. Then goes forehand in the middle, backhand in the middle from Fernandez. Forehand cross from Bencic, backhand on the line from Fernandez. Comes forward, goes backhand into the open court. Very, very good. Juice. David Pierce says, like, subscribe, everyone. Thanks, David. David, are you new to the channel? Have you been here before? You're show support to unbelievable channel. Oh, I love it. That's good. That's good. He's exhausted. It's early in the UK, I think. No, it's 11:41. 11:40. Yeah, Emma knows. Emma's up as well. Serve down the tee from Bencic, backhand cross from Fernandez into the net. Oh, advantage Bencic. David says I tried that at the US Open during the 4 a.m. matches. Doesn't really work. Lol. The extended blink. Oh my gosh. You know what? I did the US Open matches. I'll show you. I'll show you. Open wasn't as bad. US Open matches were bad. I have to say. So I was a bit lucky because some of them were like cracking. I mean, Alcaraz TFO was amazing. Alcaraz Sinner was amazing. But I did struggle a little bit, and the chat really helped me because they were struggle at like I think one of them I did it like Alcaraz TFO was like 5 hours, right? So I did it from 1 a.m. until 6 a.m. And I don't think I think I napped for like 2 hours beforehand. Like it was shocking, shocking. I was absolute wreck after, crazy, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Dedication, eh? Great match to be honest. So out wide from Bencic missed. Second serve coming up. We're at juice again. This is Fernandez trying to push here to get the break back. This is her chance, and if she doesn't break here, you think, well, she might not get another chance like this. Can serve. Oh, backhand from Fernandez. Clips up on the net court, goes wide. It's unlucky. Unlucky advantage, Bencic. David Pierce says, yes, I'm new to the channel. Yeah. Welcome to this House of Madness. Ghost says, oh, so is just an old man now. We need to get him in a rocking chair and a cardigan. I'm only 28 years old. What's going on? But you know what? It's fair. I'm definitely old to David, that's for sure. Max says Swifties are a devoted fan base. What is going on? Second serve to the backhand. Into in from Fernandez. Then goes down the line into the net. Fernandez. Ay, it's a bad miss and rushed. Good depth from Bencic. Really good. She's hit the ball really deep today. Makes a big difference. And anyone that watches Novak Djokovic will know depth kills. Depth kills. It really does. You might watch a match, maybe from Djokovic, say a few years back, and say, how is he winning these matches? Because it doesn't look like he's hitting the ball bigger than the opponent, or hitting with a lot more aggression, or hitting a lot of winners. Depth. It's all about depth. Dave says, Alcrestin, I remember me, you, and Lexi in the chat completely delirious. Oh, mate. Carnage. Says you're really struggling to stay away. Yeah. You know what happened as well? It was one of those ones where I think I must have dozed off. I probably dozed off for like a good couple of minutes here or there, or a minute here or there. And the guys in the chat, like you guys are great actually. Eventually, what happened is he pushed me through it. And, you know, you get to a point where you're so exhausted, but you push through to stay awake, and then you just like it just switches, and you're like really alert, and then it's like, okay, I'm not struggling anymore. But then as soon as you go to sleep, you obviously crash like big time, crash hard. And I'm pretty sure my wife didn't appreciate that because I was snoring big time when I went to bed. It's classic. Absolute classic. So 4-1. Not sure what. I'm not sure what Fernandez can do here now, because she had that opportunity just now. Is she going to put it to the back of her mind and try and hold comfortably here and then push again, or is she mentally gone already? We'll see. It's not an easy one. She's been thoroughly outclassed throughout this whole match so far. Good serve out wide from Fernandez. Shank from Bencic. So 15 love. And this is at least we. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. At least when we hit the clay season, the time zones are much better for us Brits. Yeah, Roland Garros and Wimbledon, of course, like just like a godsend. Good start wide from Fernandez on the stretch on the forehand side. Comes forward, goes backhand on the line. Bencic, beautifully done. Dragged her out with the serve on the ad side, and a beautifully executed backhand on the line. Yeah, I mean, obviously we've got the clay swing starting as well with all those tournaments in Europe, so definitely very, very useful. Serve into the body of Bencic, who goes backhand down the middle, then goes backhand down the line. Forehand cross from Fernandez, goes forehand on the line. She's missed it. Takes it early on the half volley. Ambitious, very ambitious shot, 15-30. Ghost says, can you have energy drinks, or is that a Ramadan violation? I can have energy drinks when I've broken my fast, like now. So yeah, I could, but don't really have energy drinks, honestly. And I think Emma says exactly what. Yeah, I'm not a fan of energy drinks. I just drink coffee to stay awake. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. Although coffee doesn't work on me either. It makes me sleepy. So weird. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, forehand from Bencic, great return. But then she goes forehand long, pushes it when she's on the front foot. So 30 all. Guys, this Australian Open is hard for everyone. Yeah, Australian Open's nuts as well, to be honest. It's crazy. Also, I've had an absolute mare. I'll talk about it in a second. So we have like a family holiday that we book every year, and obviously, and like the flights are non-refundable because they're cheaper. Obviously, you book it way in advance. and I forgot to check the tennis calendar. So I booked a family holiday for the second week of Wimbledon. Oh, flipping out. It's absolute carnage. Forehand on the line from Bencic, backhand on the line from Bencic, and it's scramble from Fernandez into the net. So the second half of Wimbledon, I'm going to be abroad. Um, Still be in Europe, but obviously we'll be out and about doing stuff for some of it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I might have to just be like, sorry guys, like especially for the back end of the second week, I'm gonna have to be like, maybe I'm just gonna camp in the hotel room. But then I also have to hope that the Wi-Fi is good as well in the hotel. If it's not, then I'm screwed. So I don't know. That's when I'm gonna have to have my comms team help me out. I'm sure. Oh, backhand cross on Bencic, and Fernandez gets dragged. She's just trying to go for some really ambitious shots, and I think she's been forced as well. To be fair, to go for these really big shots, Fernandez, because Bencic has just been hitting the ball so cleanly, but she gets broken again. Fernandez, another error. It'll be interesting to see how many unforced errors she's watched. Or sorry, she's made even in this match. Hmm. Serve into the forehand of Fernandez. It's missed. So 15 love. Bencic serving for the match here. Serving for the double breadstick. Fernandez has not lived up to the hype, unfortunately, so far. Max says, Emma Starbucks is a guilty pleasure, in my opinion. It's fair. Starbucks beans aren't as strong as other places. Strong coffee like from Costa need to stay awake. Dave says, oh. Guys says, this is so hard to watch. Leylah just can't get any kind of advantage. It's like all her weapons have been utterly neutralized. Yeah. Second serve from. See, look at this. Second serve down the middle of the box from Bencic. Fernandez tries to go down the line. She blazes it. I mean, it's nowhere near the court. I mean, it's bizarre. So bizarre. So, like, she's tried to be ultra aggressive at times, and it's just. I don't think it's her game. And she just made so many mistakes today. It's been a very weird match from Fernandez. Again, tries to go really ambitiously to find the line, cross court the backhand, misses it. 40 love. I mean, I can't understand what's happened with Fernandez in this match. It's just been strange to watch, honestly. Bencic has played really well. Really well. And it's almost like Fernandez thinks I have to then keep up with her and play just as aggressively as her. But that's not her style, I don't think. So it's been weird to see, and it hasn't paid off. She now has to face 3 match points. Second serve, backhand down the middle from Fernandez. Backhand from Bencic, good depth down the middle. Then goes backhand cross. Forehand from Fernandez, cross court. Backhand from Bencic, really good depth. Then goes forehand cross. It's a very loopy backhand from Fernandez. Backhand cross from Bencic comes forward, goes forehand. Drive volley into the open court. Easy win. 6-1, 6-1. It was a real thrashing. Fernandez, she crying? I think she's just sweating a lot. I mean, a disappointing, really disappointing match. I have to say, when I picked this match to stream, I was like, this is going to be an absolute barnstormer about anything. But honestly, it was a beatdown in the end. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, and this is what a thrashing from Belinda this is. That it just hasn't got going at all. 100%. Goes to what my prediction of a tight 3-set match was so wrong. Yeah, and also Sabalenka, by the way, playing against Rogers. Do you guys want us to? I mean, I'm happy to do the second set for this. What do you guys think? Do you want me to cover Sabalenka Rogers? Let me know in the chat. The first set's done. 6-4 Sabalenka. Second set's just started. And Rogers has 2 break points, 15-40. Let me know if you do want me to cover the rest of this Sabalenka Rogers match, and I'm happy to do it. And then we can finish up after. But if not, then we can obviously finish as well. We'll get through the comments whilst you guys decide. The comments. Oh, here you go. Dave says you'll have to find some time to get to a cafe and watch. Well, I'll be able to watch on my laptop. That won't be the issue. Having access to watch is not the issue. It's having time to stream by myself away from my family for hours. That could be the the challenge. I think so. But I might have to block out some time each day and just be like, look, I'm gonna go through, especially like quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals. I mean, it can't be helped. I have to try and find a way. Buy yourself a Vespa and have a mods week in Brighton. I just make my own coffee at home usually, says Emma. Wow, that's cool. Right, let's get up the score then for um let's get up the score for Sabalenka and oh my god, they're very loud. Sabalenka and Rogers. Rogers just broken by the way. So this could be a tasty second set. Let's get it up. There you go. Okay, there you go. Rogers just broken. So it looks like we could. This is actually going to be an interesting match, maybe. Look at that tight first set 6-4. Didn't see that in the Fernandez match, did we? Oh my god. Anyway, crazy. Yeah, Ghost says, yeah, exactly. I mean, Emma says absolute whooping it was, wasn't it? Ghost says bummer. Ghost says, yeah, on paper, the match looked awesome. Sai, thanks for that. No problem, Greg. Guys, yeah, I mean, stick around if you want to. I'm happy to do Sabalenka Rogers match. I'm at least we'll see. I mean, if it gets to the third set, I might have to be like, I might have to duck out and direct you to maybe cam stream. But for now, I'm happy to do at least a second set. As Sabalenka stretching out her, it looks like a hamstring. This feels a bit tight. Oh, she's gonna have. Well, that doesn't look good. She's gonna have some treatment. Max says yes for the Ariana match. Dave says I think it'll be a simple set. 60 for Sabalenka. It's not looking like it so far. She's just been broken early doors here. So I think it's a hamstring or a groin. She's Ghost says, yeah, bro, I'm around, but don't you need to take your Metamucil and ask the Niners to help you into bed for ah Ghost, I know you're at least double my age, aren't you? Or are you? That's the question. And I'm exhausted. It's sleep time for me. Thank you for the coverage. Was on. Really enjoyed the stream. See you all tomorrow. Good night. Thanks, Em. Appreciate it. Ghost says, he. When I first saw Night Nurse, it reminded me of Grey's Anatomy, Max. Yeah. This match just reminds me of that whole 2021 US Open. What a time. Rogers moonballing Bartiello tournament. Sabalenka falling to Leylah in the semis. Bencic also making it far. Yeah. Sakari Raducanu semi final, of course. Yeah, crazy tournament, wasn't it? Yeah, exactly. Um, David, let me know if you're up for any of the matches tomorrow, by the way. Um, I don't know if I'm going to cover any. I'm at family at my parents' house to break my fast tomorrow, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to do any tomorrow. Maybe the early one at 3 potentially. An early one at 3, but Tsitsipas Gasquet is a great one actually. Rebecca Badosa is probably too late for anyone or from our comms team to do it. It's 12:30 a.m. That's something that I could potentially do, but I don't know if I wanted to. I don't think I wanted to do it, to be honest. Got to be realistic. Um, Max says, I honestly didn't expect Emma to win the US Open almost 2 years ago. Yeah, I know who did. Ghost says, I'm 21 and absolutely gorgeous. I've been that way for decades. Dave says, I don't really know yet because the house might be busy. No problem at all. Um, that's fine. Just let me know when you know. No issues at all. If you can do it, great. If not, no problem. See if I can get someone else involved as well. Yeah, I'm trying to look at the match. The matches I put, I mean, I think Tsitsipas Gasquet is probably the Pagula and Collins will get quite a few people getting involved. I'm assuming an all-American affair. It's Tsitsipas Gasquet, Greeks and French players getting involved. So medical timeout. Yeah, this is interesting because I'm not really sure how Sabalenka is. If she's taking a painkiller, I don't know what she's opening, but doesn't look happy. This is where it's Pascal's case. That's tomorrow at 4 p.m. Sorry, tomorrow at 4 p.m. UK time. That is. Dave, so I got confused. I thought the young Russian who made the Aussie Open girls final this year is playing right now, but turns out it's her older sister. All these talented siblings on tour. Andreeva. Okay, yeah, Kvitova, of course, the two Czech Republic sisters, very talented as well. Very, very talented. Okay. Well, this medical timeout is making me think that it might be a sign for me to jump off. So I'm going to jump off. You might wash my dishes, get into bed. I think. Um, then you got Petros, not so talented. Yeah, Petros, true. Because is the crowd supporting Ariana. Well, we haven't been able to see any tennis because we've had a medical timeout. So it's just stretching out now. But should we watch it? Oh, what's the time? Midnight. What do we think? Let's watch a little bit, see how it goes. If it's entertaining enough, then we'll keep going. Play it by ear. So Rogers serving 1-love here. She's got the early break. Can she consolidate it? Goes out wide. Forehand from Sabalenka. Forehand on the line from Rogers into the net. Love 15. Sabalenka. Let's see how she's moving. And that's going to be the real key here. She's got that little hamstring. Sabalenka's moaning to her box. She's not happy about something. Or serve into the net from Rogers. Max is definitely a gimme, gimme, gimme a match after midnight in the UK. Mm. Mm. Or backhand cross from Sabalenka, slice from Rogers. It's a very short slice. Oh, what a drop shot from Sabalenka. Whew. Dave says, get to bed, Fazan. Have a good night. See how I'm going to be going. No problem at all. Yeah, I'm going to play this by ear. We'll see how much of this I cover, but could be a few games, could be a whole set, could be the rest of the match. We'll see. If Sabalenka gets it done quickly, then I could cover all of it, to be honest. We'll see. But it's a good start on the return game from Sabalenka after the disappointment of being broken early in the set of 30. So that wide is a very good serve. Yeah, really well placed serve from Rogers. The slice serve from Sabalenka drifts wide. So 15-30. Fault, so second serve coming up. Second serve. Backhand from Sabalenka. Very good depth. Then goes forehand cross. Forehand on the stretch from Rogers is in. Forehand cross from Sabalenka again. Forehand on the line from Rogers. Backhand cross from Sabalenka. She's on the front foot here. Rogers defending well though. Slice from Rogers. Sabalenka comes forward, goes forehand. Oh, beautifully done. Really good composure from Sabalenka. Just pushes it down the line for 15-40. She's on the front foot, absolutely crunching the ball. I have to say, This is the difference between Sabalenka now, I think, in a few years back, because um, yeah, she was just not making or being as composed, I think, in those moments. But oh, it's a good serve on the tee from Rogers. It's a lob from Sabalenka, just scrambling, trying to get back into play, get it deep into play. She doesn't find the court, so it is 30-40. One breakpoint save. Can she save another? Here, Shelby Rogers. Breakpoint number two. Serve on the tee. Forehand from Sabalenka wide. Sorry, long even. Just again. Good serving. Two big serves down the tee from Rogers. We're back to juice. We are at juice. Very good serving. Getting out of trouble. Yes, Max will get to that point. That's a very good point. And unfortunately, I was upset but not surprised. Massive serving here from Rogers. It's an ace out wide from the juice side. Advantage to the American. Max says, I was disappointed that team lost yesterday versus Senego. Me too. You know what? I really badly wanted to back him in my bracket, but I just couldn't do it because he just hasn't been playing well enough for me to really back him to win, and hasn't also won those tight matches. What a backhand from Rogers. That's a really good hold. She was 15-40 down, came up with four big first serves, and that's two unreturnables, an ace, and then a serve one plus play. Puts it away. Two love consolidates the break. Beautifully done, you have to say. Yeah, Ghost's team has been disappointing a lot lately. Yeah, unfortunately, he has. So out wide from Sabalenka, it's a it's a block return on the forehand side from Rogers that's missed. 15 love. So into the net from Sabalenka. Second serve coming up. Goes into the backhand. Good kick serve. Oh, backhand down the line though from Rogers is really good. And the slice from Sabalenka goes long. 15-0. Big game here for Sabalenka because she doesn't hold. Because a double breakdown, we're probably looking at a third set. Second serve into the body of Rogers. What a forehand return down the line from Rogers. She is playing some really good tennis. There's a shake of the head from Sabalenka. I mean, the problem is it's a really safe second serve. Down the middle of the box. I mean, I don't know what she's expecting there. I mean, yes, maybe not a return winner to come back like that, but she can't expect to be on the front foot hitting a second serve down the middle of the box. She has to direct that better. Take a bit of a risk there on that one. So that wide is an ace. Beautifully done. 30 all. Ghost, I don't know why Sabra is staying in this match. Doesn't she risk even bigger injury if she continues? It depends how bad the injury is. It looks like it's just like a little strain or maybe a little bit of tightness, potentially. I mean, the physio would have told her if she should be playing or not. And clearly she said it's like it's fine to play with and manage. But yeah, so conserve forehand from Rogers backhand behind Rogers. What a backhand! Beautiful play from Sabalenka. Much better. 40-30. Max says team hasn't even won one match at the start of the year. Sadly, it's very sad. So out wide from Sabalenka comes forward, goes forehand into the open court. Very easy hold. 2-1. 2-1. Guys, I'm waning, so I'm gonna well, I love you and leave you, but thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciated. Um, if you do, if you do want to jump on a stream of channel that is doing this match, then I think let me give you two. Let me give you suggestions. I think everyone knows all the other channels that stream anyway, but if you don't and you're tuning in, I don't want to let you down. So let me have a look for you. So Cam is streaming at the moment. Cam Williams, Tennis Talk with Cam Williams. Go and check him out. Um, or I think Shrambini is streaming, but he's not on the stream. So probably Cam is probably your best bet. Much bigger stream than mine, so go and enjoy. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend. I'm sure I'll see you on a stream anyway and in the comment section. But yeah, appreciated all your support, of course, as always. We'll see you very, very soon. Thank you very much.